guys, and welcome to this week's episode of Pauper Ponderings. So, a couple of things before we get into some zombies is we have to tell who won this very nice land tax print, as well as go over our tournament of favorites. So, without further ado, the winner of this beautiful land tax print was Adam Power. So, thank you very much to Adam Power. I'll be sending this. I will try to send you a message on Facebook, but if you could please send me an email at pauperponderings@gmail.com, that would be fantastic. Then I will get this shipped out to you as soon as I can. That also opens up my next print. So, for the next 2 weeks, what you're going to have to do is comment on this video, as well as vote in the Tournament of Favorites. That will get you 1 vote for the comment, 1 ballot for the Tournament of Champions voting, I guess. So, for the next 2 weeks, the print that you guys are going to be trying to get is Thorn of Amethyst. I think this is pretty nice, also by Chuck Lucas. Iconic card, again, not a pauper card, but I think this was pretty sweet. So, if you want access to this Thorn of Amethyst, make sure you comment down below, as well as vote on this week's Tournament of Champions side of the bracket. Now, without further ado, let's get into that Tournament of Champions, and let's see some results from last week. So, we had in our first matchup Lantern Control against Orzhov Tokens. Lantern Control edging out Orzhov Tokens, 64% of the vote. We had Zubera's Crushing Lumberjacks with 73% of the vote. We had Goblin Storm edging out Is It Burn with 62% of the vote. And in what I thought was actually a pretty big upset, Orzhov Zombies with 56% of the vote defeated Belcher or One Land Spy. So, pretty sweet there. So we have kind of an upset Cinderella story, if you will, on to the second round. Now this week we're going to be over onto the other side of the bracket. So we have Dam Cycling. That was a deck that looks to kind of like Living End and Modern. You cycle through a bunch of cards and then eventually cast Songs of the Damned into Burn Spell for a bunch of damage. We had Tempered Steel from a few weeks ago. That deck was very, very popular. It was kind of like a mono-white affinity deck. We have Mono Green Convoke, that's kind of like the very low land Siege Worm. Play a bunch of zero-cost creatures, tap them all to play these gigantic green creatures. We have Eggs, which was the deck kind of centered around Ethereum Sculptor and all the 1 mana, Chromatic Sphere, Chromatic Star cards, kind of cycle through your deck very quickly. We had Greedy Jund, one of my personal favorite decks, kind of just the 3-4 color deck playing all the good spells, Terminate, Putrid Leech, that kind of thing. We have Black Metal, which was kind of a mono-black style affinity deck, again, very, very popular with you guys. We also had Counter Rebels, which was, Amru Scout and those kind of creatures, along with, Counter Spell to try to keep your opponent off guard. Pretty popular deck, pretty old deck. This actually might be one of the older decks in this tournament. And then finally, Is It Cheerios, which was by far the most popular of my newer decks. So that one is in there as well. That's with, Thermo Alchemist and Firebrand Archers, playing a bunch of zero-cost artifacts, all the while drawing cards off of their ability with Ophidian Eye. So very, very cool there. So make sure you vote. So how do you vote? Last week, we had some problems. I thought I could put a link here, actually. They have to be cards, unfortunately. YouTube's kind of weird. So the cards are right here. Should be coming up right now. And it'll just drop down, and then you just pick your four votes. That's going to get you a chance to win this Thorn of Amethyst. So that's very cool. Very easy. I think this was the easiest way either way. But, without further ado, we got to get into some zombies. We're playing mono-black zombies. I actually thought this was fitting because Orzhov Zombies upset One Land Spy last week in the Tournament of Favorites, so why not play another Zombies deck? And I know that you guys love your tribal decks, and I really enjoy playing them, and I think this has some legitimate, pretty powerful synergies going on. So we're playing a mono-black Zombies deck, and what is the reason to play Zombies in Pauper? One of the huge reasons is Shepherd of Rod. So this is 1 and a black for a 1/1, and you can tap it to have each player lose 1 life for each zombie on the battlefield. Also a card, Ghoulraiser. It's 1 black for a 2/2 and enters the battlefield. You return a zombie card at random from your graveyard to your hand. And then you also get Ghoulcaller Chant, which is 1 black to essentially return 2 target zombie cards from your graveyard to your hand. So a lot of really cool synergies. We also have the card Gempalm Polluter. This is 5 and a black for a 4/3, but it has cycling. It's cycling black, and when you cycle it, target player loses life equal to the number of zombies on the battlefield. This is an basically uncounterable kind of fireball for how many zombies you have. You also get to play a very cool card, Infernal Caretaker. It's 3 and a black for a 2/2, but we want to morph it, and then when you unmorph it, you return all zombie cards from all graveyards to their opponent's hand. You have to kind of be careful with this card because if you morph against a sort of a blue-black deck, they can actually get their Gurmag Anglers back, but I think it's worth the run. Now, we're also playing a couple of removal spells. We have the Tragic Slips, we have the Chainer's Edict, and we have Geth's Verdict, wherever you are. Right here. But we also are playing kind of this cool little package of, you've seen it in a lot of decks, in a lot of like green-black kind of sacrifice moratorium beetle decks. We have Carrion Feeder. It's a 1-black 1/1. You can sacrifice a creature, put a +1/+1 counter on it. In conjunction with Festering Mummy, which is a zombie. When it dies, you put a -1/-1 counter on target creature. And Shambling Goblin, which it gives target creature -1/-1 when it dies. So, kind of a cool little interaction. We also have Tragic Slip to pair with that package. The other really sweet thing about this deck is you get to play Nameless Inversion with your Ghoulcaller's Chant and your Ghoulraiser. So what Nameless Inversion is, it's 1 and a black, target creature gets +3/-3 until end of turn. But, very importantly, is it's a tribal instant. So, it's a changeling, which means it's every creature type. So a card like Ghoulcaller's Chant can get you back a Shepherd of Rot and a Nameless Inversion. And a Ghoulraiser can get you back a Nameless Inversion. So very, very cool. You also get to play Cemetery Recruitment, again, kind of like another Ghoulcaller's Chant in a way. I think this deck has a lot of legs. It's going to be able to go along with a lot of decks. It's going to be able to, you know, kill all the small creatures in opposing decks very quickly, while also being able to stall and then, you know, beat them with Grey Merchant and Gempalm Polluter. So I'm pretty excited to see how this deck runs. I hope you guys are as well. I'm also, you know, playing them in real time this week because I have a lot more time on my hands. Now, if we go over to the sideboard really quickly, we have 3 copies of Duress, 2 copies of Cuombajj Witches, again, just more small creature hate, 2 copies of Wrenchmine for the control matchups, 2 copies of Gutless Ghoul. I actually did not know this card existed. It's 2 and a black for a 2/2. You can pay 1, sacrifice a creature, and you gain 2 life. So it's going to be very good against any sort of burn deck. Playing 3 copies of Choking Sands for control and Tron. 2 copies of Oblivion Strike. I'm not quite sure what this card is for, but we'll see. We might have to trim some sideboard cards. And then 1 copy of Sylvok Lifestaff. So I got this deck from the MTG Goldfish user submitted. I actually like to kind of just go through there every now and then and just kind of look through kind of cool lists. And this list definitely looked sweet to me. It was made by Mako17 on MTG Goldfish, so if you're watching this, thank you very much for the list. And yeah, let's get right into some games because I'm excited. I am really excited. Alright, so we're on the play here for round number 1. This hand is fine. We have Carrion Feeder, we have Tragic Slip, Ghoulraiser, Chainer's Edict. I'm going to keep. Opponent Multi 6, that's good for us. Alright, on the draw. What are we up against? An Evolving Wilds, sure. Means we get to start with good old Carrion Feeder. And pass. I like this hand a lot. We have Sign of Blood next turn, depending on what he does. Sexy Evolving Wilds. I assume we're playing against Blue-Red Delver. Maybe Blue-Black Control. Ooh, some blue-white something. Okay, I could dig that. So still no 3rd land, which means I'm probably just going to Sign of Blood. You don't see blue-white very often. Still no 3rd land, but that's okay. We're even playing 22, which is like a lot for Pauper. Ooh, Bant. Oh, this is I think this is a combo deck if I'm not mistaken. Still no land, unfortunately. Okay.
So I can take a turn off here and play the Shepherd. Or I can just change Edict to Sunscape Familiar. I think if I'm going to win, it's probably just with the Shepherd. I'm going to attack and see what happens. I really needed the third land there, just to allow me to do two things. But that's okay. Shepherd's pretty good. Attack in for one. He probably blocks. I don't see why he wouldn't. I guess he's playing around like Disfigure. I'm in for that. Sure. We might just get comboed. There's like a pretty good chance of that happening here. It's weird that he's playing Woodland Stream and not Thornwood Falls as well. That is also strange. But we shall pass the turn, and hopefully we are not dead. But this can only mean bad things. Another Sunscape Familiar. Okay. Okay, Divination now? Compulsive Research. Yeah, that's pretty bad. Maybe he's just using these for value? I guess that possibly could be a thing. Discard a Tranquil Cove, sure. We're going to need to find that third land here eventually. Shipping it, sure. That's not it. Okay, so I think we want to play the Festering Mummy. See what happens. Then I want to Shepherd of Rot. Then I will do this. Put it on that one. Attempt to Tragic Slip this one. See what happens. I assume it doesn't work. We'll see though. Not looking like it's going to work. Countervailing Winds. That's pretty cool. Alright, and we'll just get in there. He cannot block, so... Whew. Do we trade the Shepherd of Rot for this Sunscape Familiar? I don't think so. I think if we're going to win this game, it's going to involve Shepherd of Rot and this Gempalm Polluter. So now what? I think we were pretty in this game if we drew a third land. Commune with the Gods. Ponder, Commune with the Gods, Plains, Simic Growth Chamber. He put Commune, Plains. Oh, this is only enchantment or creature. That's unfortunate. Another Woodland Stream. Yep. Okay, I'm feeling a little better about this game. Currently not doing much of anything. Third land? Oh, yeah. Okay. Lead off with a Carrion Feeder. See what happens. If he wants to counter this. He's only on 3 cards. Okay, that resolves. Alright, we'll go for Chainer's Edict, see what happens. This one's getting countered? Sure. So now we attack. And I actually think I will trade a Carrion Feeder Maybe not. It's probably worth more damage over the long run. Okay. It's fine. End of turn. Make us both lose 3. Shepherd of Rot is a very, very powerful card. Alright, let's see if he whiffs on this one. He looks like he whiffed on that one too. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Ooh, Jace's Erasure. With 1 card. Do a Simic Growth Chamber. Okay. This is pretty cool. Alright, we each lose a bunch. Sultai Emissary. That's not a bad draw. Play Sultai Emissary. I think. He has an island in hand, so this is all good for me. I'll Shepherd of Rodus. Down to 8. Attack with both Carrion Feeders. If he would like to... I'm just going to sack both halves of the Emissary here, I think. Probably better. Okay, it's a swamp. So he'll take 2 down to 6. He has an island in hand, so this is looking pretty good for us. He's actually just dead on board if he lets us untap. We're going to mill 1 card. Mill the Ghoulcaller's Chant. He plays the island that we knew about. Ooh, 4 mana. Ooh, Mnemonic Wall. Yeah. All of this means he's still dead, though. I'm pretty sure. Compulsive Research, yeah. Cast Compulsive Research. He's not going to cast Compulsive Research, okay? Guess Verdict. Alright, we're going to go ahead and cycle this thing. He's on Compulsive... would like to use it. Draw a card. Well, it's a land. And I'll make us both lose 3 life. Shepherd of Rot is a pretty busted card. We didn't do a whole lot that game, but wow, Shepherd of Rot's good. Alright. Off to sideboarding. So what do we want to do here? I think we definitely want the Wrenchmind. We definitely want the Choking Sands. I think we definitely want the Duresses. Now, what do we not want? Don't think we want... I think we need the 1-mana guys. We can probably cut on the Ghoulraisers and the Infernal Caretakers. And probably some of these removal spells. Maybe not the Geth Verdicts. The Nameless Inversions. One of the Ghoulcaller's Chants. I think 1 Cemetery Recruitment is probably fine. Chainer's Edict can get cut. We need goblins in, or we need zombies in the deck. So like we're cutting 4, we got to keep basically the rest of them in. Gnawing Zombie's also fine, I think. Got another Nameless Inversion, I think. Yeah. Maybe just these are better. Maybe the Nameless Inversions are better than those. Yeah, like that. Okay. All right. So we're looking to just get a bunch of Shepherds of Rot into play. This hand is fine. We have a Duress. We have a removal spell for one of their things. And a Shambling Goblin. I will keep. Let's see what our opponent is going to do. Looking to draw some Choking Sands. Alright, so at all points we're leading on Carrion Feeder because that's the best card in our deck. The next turn we go Shambling Goblin plus Duress. Ponder, sure. Good Ponder art. What's he doing with them? Not to shuffle. Must be nice. Simic Growth Chamber, yep, sure. Another Shambling Goblin. Alright, so we'll go ahead and Duress him. Look at that Duress R2. Nice 7th edition. Woo! Alright, so he's got Commune with Gods, Compulsive Research, Mnemonic Wall, Tranquil Code, Woodland Stream, Woodland Stream. I don't think this Commune with Gods just doesn't seem very good. I think I'm just going to take this Compulsive Research. Maybe not. He doesn't look like he's playing a card next turn. Compulsive Research is good, but he can play Commune with the Gods next turn, so I'll just take Commune with the Gods. We'll play a Shambling Goblin. And we'll get in for 2. Or for 1. I think we're going to keep as much goblins in play as possible. Just so our Grey Merchant is as good as it can be. There's that Tranquil Cove. He goes up to 21. Gempalm Polluter. It's not too bad in this spot. Attack him for 2. Put him down to 19. And ship the turn. Two mana, 3 mana, probably the Compulsive Research. Yep, there it is. The thing with like Duress and Thoughtseize is they're good to strip away like the really good cards, but it's also good to like kind of time walk them in a sense where we essentially made them just pass the turn and do nothing on their turn, and that's pretty good. They discarded the Tranquil Cove. So we know about Woodland Stream, Mnemonic Wall. So we're going to go ahead and cycle this guy. 2 mana, 3 draw card seems pretty good. Sultai Emissary. I'm going to sack that, so I get in for 4 this turn. And he's figured that's enough. So the zombies are 1-0 here. We were going to put a swamp. So we're going to get to Grey Merchant next turn. He was taking 4 down to 12, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. He was pretty much, I don't know what it was in his hand, but yeah, that was pretty cool. This deck seems really powerful. Gempalm Polluter is a really cool card. We're back here for round number 2. We're going to maybe take a look at the deck, though, in between. All right, so after match 1, I'm actually pretty happy with everything so far. If anything, I'd want to add a 4th Shepherd of Rot, but if that becomes apparent that we need it after round 2, I will. But right now, I'm going to keep things the way they are. I think the sideboard is fine. We played against a control deck. We had a lot of control cards for it. So, yeah, let's go to game number 2. Or match number 2, I should say. Alright, we're here for round number 2. We won the die roll. I will be playing first. Alright, so we have the Carrion Feeder with the Shambling Ghoul, a couple Gempalm Polluters. I'm going to keep this hand. Alright. And we'll pass the turn. See what our opponent's on. Ooh. A little bit of a mirror we see here. Alright, so in this case, what I'm going to do... I think I'm just going to... Shambling Goblin his Carrion Feeder. Because it is important to get your Carrion Feeder out of range of any sort of nonsense that they could have. I think this is the smart play. Next turn we can sign a blood if we don't find a land. He's probably like the black-green version, if I had to guess. Land. His lands are a lot nicer than mine. Ooh. Okay. I thought he was going to be like the green-black Mortuary Beetle deck, but apparently he is not. It's alright, though. Room in the pool for everybody. Well, I'm going to go ahead and sign a blood, try to hit my land drops. No land. Okay. It's alright. Get in there for 2. Down to 16 and pass. Maybe there's an argument for playing Sultai Emissary there, but I don't think it was worth it. Hitting land drops is really important here. Ooh. That's kind of cool. Carrion Feeder, sure. Hopefully he doesn't have another guy. Doesn't look like he does. That's good. Still not a land. Alright, so I'm going to go for an attack here. And see what happens. If we get into some sort of tragic slip exchange here, I actually think I'm okay with that. Because it's probably going to make him go down to no permanence and me go down to no permanence. But I have 7 cards in hand and he has 3. I will be doing something to him this turn, though. Because, and it's most likely going to kill his Carrion Feeder. I think that makes sense here. Makes his Unruly Mob a 2/2. That can block. Yeah, I guess I just guess Verdict. This is going to be probably the only time that Guess Verdict's going to be able to snag a real creature. I assume he sacks Carrion Feeder here. Yeah. Alright. Ooh. Ooh, I'm excited. This deck looks sweet. Songs of the Damned for 2 mana. I think we're at do a Shamble back, okay. Gains 2 life up to 15. Has a zombie. 1 mana still. 4 mana. Okay, that Alright, that was, well, not great. We'll take 2 down to 16. Land? Alright, it's alright. I am going to take this opportunity to Nameless Inversion the Unruly Mob before it gets out of control. I'm not going to attack. I would not like to trade my Carrion Feeder for his zombie token. But next turn we can Ghoulraiser back the Nameless Inversion, which is really good. We are going to take a bit of a hit here down to 10, depending on what he has. I wonder what vampires he has for this thing. Seems like a very strange include with the rest of these cards. Plains, that's good for us. 2 mana, 5 mana. Creature died. Oh, okay, interesting. Yeah, we're taking 6 down to 10. Another swamp is good. So now we have the either go Sultai Emissary plus Nameless Inversion or Ghoulraiser back the Nameless Inversion. I think my best bet is to go Sultai Emissary plus Nameless Inversion, because then Ghoulraiser has a better chance to bring back Nameless Inversion. We might get unlucky, but... And here I get to attack as well, which is good. Hopefully he blocks. Ooh, I'm in for this block. Big time in for this block. Maybe he didn't know it was going to work this way? Alright, so now I feel pretty good about my spot. It is a Gray Merchant. That can come back with Ghoulraiser, though, so that's sweet. Make my guy a 4/4. And then we will ship with a Nameless Inversion up. What does he have here? Ooh, he has a Ghoulraiser of his own. He gets to get back a Carrion Feeder. Sure. It's pretty good. It's back Carrion Feeder, yep. So with that on the stack, we're going to go ahead and kill this guy. So we only get 2'd here. Hoping to draw a land on our turn. That would be fantastic. It's weird how Shambleback turns my 1/1 zombie into a 2/2 for his side. So no attacks. Okay. Land? That's good. So we'll play our own Ghoulraiser, see what happens. Hoping for Nameless Inversion. Actually, any of these would be fine. Gray Merchant is not great, but it's fine. It means we can take a hit. So here, I don't think we even want to... It's probably worth it if he wants to double block. Yeah, I think so. It's better for me, I think. If he double blocks, I will definitely cycle Gempalm Polluter. No, okay. So I'm prepared to take 5 here because I'll be gaining 5 back next turn. He's also taking 2. What is this? Another Ghoulraiser. That's not good. Ooh! Oh, man. He's going to get wrecked. Unfortunately, for this guy, Gempalm Polluter is a Mondo combo. This is back when cards counted all zombies. 1, 2, 3, 4... probably 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'll see what he does here, I guess. Alright, so I'm going to 5 them. Okay, so this is only 3, 4, 5. Can be a possible 6 if he wants it to be. Yeah, this is... I'm going to do it actually now. No, not now, because then it incentivizes him to sacrifice this. Deal me more damage. Okay. Well, that's funny. I maybe should have played this game a little bit differently, knowing that it counts all zombies. So he gets 5'd here. He did not understand. Nameless Inversion, sure. So just attack with everything. He cannot play. Yeah. Oh, Gempalm Polluter is sick. Alright, so we actually have an insane matchup with these Gempalm Polluters. Other than that, I don't even think I want anything. I don't think any of this is even very good. I'm just going to keep it the same. Alright, so here for game number 2. Yeah, this hand has a Carrion Feeder, a Shambling Ghoul, or Shambling Goblin, a Geth's Verdict, and a Gnawing Zombie. These are all the things that we want. I'm going to keep. I'm really excited about the fact that we have Gempalm Polluters. I bet you he doesn't have Gempalm Polluters. We also have a Carrion Feeder. Yeah, I'll lead on Carrion Feeder. We might have wanted to be a little more grindy in this game, but I don't think we really had any way to sideboard more into being more grindy, so. There's the old Gempalm. Alright, I'll play Gnawing Zombie here, I think. It's an uncommon. I don't know why it's even legal. Attack with the Carrion Feeder. Alright, so definitely going to hedge this game around Gempalm Polluter, because it currently is 2 mana, probably 10 if I can play this game correctly. Next turn we have Shambling Goblin plus Geth's Verdict or activate Gnawing Zombie, which is good. 2 mana. There's Shepherd of Rot. Okay. So I actually think that's going to work out in my favor. Another Carrion Feeder. Just going to play Carrion Feeder here. And again, I think that the Shepherd of Rot is only good for me, especially with me being on the front foot like this. Especially with me having Gempalm Polluter. And the Gnawing Zombie lets me gain a little bit of life. Seems like he's a little bit flooded, maybe? Maybe not. Maybe he doesn't know this is each player. He's going to get 4-balled. Yeah, in. I will happily go to 16. 3 mana. Just regular old Ghoulraiser, sure. So I think I don't... What do I want to do here? Just guess verdict him down to 12. He probably sacks the Shepherd of Rot. Yeah, I think that makes sense. There's no way he doesn't sack Shepherd of Rot here. He's probably just dead if he sacks Ghoulraiser. Yeah. So we figured. Oh. So now we can play Shambling Goblin. Shambling Goblin lets us attack into Ghoulraiser efficiently. Because if he blocks, we just sack the Shambling Goblin. I think it's just better to have a board presence like this. And if he wants to block like this, it's also fine. Because I'll just sit here behind Gempalm Polluter. This is a very interesting game. Shamble back, and you gain 2 life. Okay. Makes it 2/2. Now I can 6 him if I want to. Attack for 2, sure. Question is, do I take the opportunity to 6 him now? Probably. I would like to use the ability. I would like to draw a card. Just a land, that's okay. Another land gives us 5. He's at 6. It's probably just attack with everybody here. Let's see what happens. Yeah, that. Not that it even really matters. Put him to 5. And then he's going to go to 2. Alright, so if we had one more land in play... No, another Shambleback. Yep. It's up to 4 now. No attacks, sure. Grey Merchant does the job, though, doesn't it? Ha-ha! And that will deal him 5. Put him to -1, I assume. Ha! Well, I think that might have been one of the best matchups we could have asked for. But off to round number 3, still no changes. The deck is perfect. All right, we're here for round number 3, trying to finish things off with a 3-0. Won the die roll. I will go first. Yeah, Carrion Feeder into Shepherd of Rot. Yeah, I'm going to keep. All right. Cosmic Charles. What do you got for me, pal? Lead off with Old Faithful Carrion Feeder. I think Carrion Feeder and Goblin War Marshal easily 1-2 most cast Pauper Ponderings cards of all time. That'd be interesting to, like, look up. Cuombajj Crossroads up to 18, or 22, I should say. Sure. Play Shepherd of Rot. In for 1. Pass the turn. Ooh, green and white. Safe hold elite. No. Swamp. We'll go for a Sign in Blood. And we'll just pass the turn. Ooh, this deck looks pretty spicy. So here, I think I'm going to block. Yeah, I'm going to block here. All right. Play the Ghoulraiser, get back Shepherd of Rot. Then probably attack here. Yeah. Probably not attack. Because that's a pretty bad block on that Renclaw Tro. I will block with the Ghoulraiser, though. Yeah. Basic land cycles, sure. Forest, yeah. Adventurous Impulse. What's he getting? Sungrace Pegasus. Okay. Cool. Another Carrion Feeder. So we'll go ahead and play Shepherd of Rot, Carrion Feeder. So we'll sack it to here. Oh! Oh, that was a really bad misclick. Okay, well. That's a shame. That's really too bad. So I think the way that we win this game... I want to block here. Yes. I bet you all you guys saw that coming too. This is the Pegasus, yeah. There's that forest we know about. Barren Moor. Play Ghoulraiser. Get back Shepherd of Rot. And now we just ship here, I think. I don't think we want to attack into that Renclaw Tro. This is definitely interesting. Ooh. Yeah, this is not great. We're getting forward here, down to 12. He goes up to 23. Guess Verdict really doesn't even do anything here. See what I can draw for this thing. Forest. Okay, it's not great. I can't really attack, so I guess I just passed the turn. This matchup doesn't seem great for me. Four here, down to 8. I think I still Shepherd of Rot, as weird as that sounds. Maybe it's terrible. Maybe, I don't know. This card is good, but it's like, this is some nonsense going on here. Okay, so I still think I'd do this. Like, Nameless Inversion does not do anything. So we shall go out the honorable way. Alright, on to sideboarding we go. So what do we want here? Well, this is certainly an Oblivion Strike matchup, that's for sure. Other than that, you probably cut the Geth's verdicts, and I think that's basically what we want to do here. I will submit this. I don't know how good the Oblivion Strikes are going to be, but better than the Geth's verdicts. Alright, game number 2 on the play. I would like to play first. Yeah, this is about as good as we can ask for. I will keep this hand. Play out Carrion Feeder and pass. Hopefully gives us a little bit of time to set up. He does. Another Shepherd of Rot. That's pretty dangerous. But that's how we like to live around these parts. Dangerous. Alright, what does he have on 2 here? This card is really, really good. This card, a little weird. Sungrace Pegasus. The Shambling Goblin. And I'm going to attack. I think this is the spot where I go for the Shepherd of Rot. Next turn, I'm going to Tragic Slip him, but right now, I think I want to... Huh. It's not great. That is not good at all, but... Alright, so we can get him, though. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. Let's see if he takes the bait. It's too bad. Maybe we just played that wrong. Huh. Needed another mana. Yeah, that was dumb. This thing. Yeah, that was bad. Ugh. I am bad. Well, we're certainly in a lot of trouble now. This Obsidian Acolyte is a jerk. Big time. Kind of have to hope he taps out here. Or taps low at least. Solid Pride Mage, sure. I can actually draw the game though. I think. It looks like I can? No, I can't. Lose 5. Lose 5. Yeah, I can't draw the game currently. Swamp does not help. But again, maybe I can get him to take the bait. Ugh. Man, this card sucks. I guess I just should have waited though. Like it's my own fault. I don't really know how I win either way. But like this thing can just attack me for free, so I'll try it again. Yeah, this game's basically just over. I just played this really badly. Ugh. That sucks. There's got to be a way I like properly navigate around this. It's not great, but yeah, now I'm just dead. Well, guys, sorry about that last game. I'm gonna go out on top here. All right. Well, couldn't get the 3-0. There was probably something I did wrong there. Please tell me down below in the comments what I did wrong. I'm going to go back and take a look at that game because there's got to be something I should have done differently there. But anyways, let's go to the conclusion. This deck's really cool. Well, guys, we only went 2-1, but I think this deck is actually really, really sweet. Shepherd of Rot is a very powerful card when you're putting a clock on them, as well as Gempalm Polluter. and Grey Merchant. All of these cards are really, really sweet. They really do a good job of giving this black aggressive deck a really good way to end the game. I think we played that last match a little bit wrong. It was a pretty tough spot for us, though. Obsidian Acolyte is a very, very good card against us, and it was proven there pretty handedly. Now, as for changes, I don't really know what you would change. The only thing I could see is if you wanted to be a little bit more aggressive, you could play the Forced Shepherd of Rot over something like the Infernal Caretaker. But other than that, I would definitely recommend sleeving this deck up. I think it's really, really cool. It does a lot of things very, very well, I think. And I'm just happy about it. Now, again, if you would like a chance to win the Thorn of Amethyst print, make sure you go to the top right corner. There's a card. The cards... You can vote on this week's Tournament of Favorites. So make sure you do that. That gets you a vote, as well as commenting on how badly I played gets you a vote, and a chance to win this Thorn of Amethyst. So again, thanks for watching, guys. I really appreciate it. And this deck was awesome. I definitely recommend sleeving it up. See you next week.